Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Williams Fitness back again. Now, a lot of details have been released regarding Shawn Rhodens and the rape accusation. Some court files have been released. I know a few people have already done videos on this. Obviously, I'm on a different timestamp, so I'm just going to get my side across. I'm going to go through the court files first, and then briefly discuss it, and then we'll see where we're at. So, as you can see on screen now, we've got one of the court documents, and basically I'm just going to read through this and then we'll discuss it, and then there's another document that I'd like to obviously read through and discuss after that as well. So this information is based on evidence obtained from the following witnesses: Melissa Crandall, Trey Brimhall, l.k.h, which is the victim, Al Janssens, and S. Madsen. Declaration of probable cause. Your declaration bases this information upon the following: the statement of competitive female bodybuilder l.k.h, the victim, that on or about the 12th of October 2018, she, along with a photographer with whom she had just completed a photo session, went to visit her bodybuilding mentor and colleague, Shawn Rhodens, in room 249 of the Marriott Courtyard Hotel, located at 1071 South Holiday Park Drive, Salt Lake City. Rhodens was visiting Utah from California. The photographer stayed in the lobby while l.k.h went to the room. After l.k.h went into the room, Rhodens started kissing her. He pushed his groin against l.k.h, and she could feel that his penis was erect. She asked him to stop repeatedly and tried to push him away. The kissing progressed to Rhodens lifting l.k.h's shirt, exposing her breasts. Rhodens began sucking on l.k.h's breasts and nipples. She tried to pull her shirt down and continually telling him to stop. Rhodens bent l.k.h over the bed face down and pulled her pants down. l.k.h continued yelling Rhodens to stop and said she didn't want to do this. Rhodens flipped her over and pulled his penis out of his pants. l.k.h was overpowering her. l.k.h was scared because Rhodens is much bigger and stronger than she is, and he was easily overpowering her. Rhodens placed the tip of his penis in l.k.h's vagina and put his fingers in her vagina. l.k.h told Rhodens that she needed to go downstairs or else her photographer would know something was up. Rhodens let her leave. l.k.h contacted her husband and the police. So, first of all, and I know a few people have already made this point, when she entered the hotel room, they started kissing straight away. So, to me, that's based solely on having an affair. She obviously contacted her husband. I know Nick Strength and Power has found out that Rhodens wasn't actually married at that time. We all know he's got a daughter that he brought up on stage, etc. So, to me, this has got quite a few alarm bells ringing already. I'm still not taking a side. I'm still sat on the fence because obviously it's quite a tough one to judge, and I don't want to play the blame game on a victim just because she's come out with something that could be true. However, looking at it from after reading this, and I know a statement is quite difficult to put across, because it's just basically listing facts. So she got there with a bodybuilding photographer, which we found out later on is also a massive fan of Shawn. He didn't go to the room; she went to the room solely, and then obviously they just started kissing, and then Shawn was kind of pushing it, taking it too far, allegedly. And this is all allegedly, and then from this, obviously, it goes to the excessive pushing, pulling the top down, sucking on a breast. He pulls his wang out, and then it just goes from there and there. And then obviously she panics, says, "Look, I need to go downstairs. I need to let everyone know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah." And then that's that. So, to me, this obviously, everybody knew about this. Everybody must have known about this because at the time, if she's gone to the police the same day, because the DNA was taken from her breasts, it wasn't a semen DNA. And a DNA test, although relevant and proves that, Shawn his saliva was on her body, is still classed as obviously formidable. It's evidence that does make her case stronger because he can't deny it after the fact. It's there, so it does make her case stronger. I know Nick Strength and Power watched this video, said that it's irrelevant. It kind of isn't. Unfortunately, it really, really isn't. Regardless of if it was saliva on the breast, if she was still forcing him off her, it still does go against him. And obviously, it's her word against his in these sort of situations. I know Pump Chasers did a video a few days ago. I watched that. He made some valid points like, guys, obviously, if you're having an affair, protect yourselves. Women, protect yourselves again. If you don't know these people, just don't visit them. Just make yourself safe and what you have safe. And I totally get where Pump Chaser was coming from. So, let's move on to the next document. So this is the actual counts he will be up, and this is what he's been charged for. So it starts with the state of Utah v. Shawn Rhodens, date of birth, 4th of the 2nd, 75, Santa Barbara, California, blah, 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 blah. And the 3rd District Court, West Jordan Department, screened by T. Langford, assigned, bail, $750,000. Now, again, I know some people have already seen the Nick Strength and Power video, blah, blah, blah. But when people set the bail that high, normally the prosecution definitely thinks they've got a very, very strong case and you could pose a flight risk. Now, given the status of Shawn Rhodens, I can't imagine him being that much of a flight risk. He's very, very popular worldwide. But again, we don't know what was said in his police interview that may have given them doubt that he could be a flight risk. It may be a simple fact that he's not from Utah, and maybe he's got to be tried in Utah. I don't know that much about American law. I'm pretty sure, I presume this is more of would this be a federal case, or is this like based in this per city? Does he have to go back to Utah for sentencing? I don't know. If any of my American followers can comment. If you get caught and found guilty of a crime in one state, can you be charged for it in another? I don't know how it works. So I'm waffling on now, so let me just get through this and get it read. The undersigned Melissa Crandall, Sandy City Police Department, agency, case number, blah, 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 upon a written declaration states on information and belief that the defendant, Shawn Rhodens, committed the crimes of count 1, rape. Now, as a lot of you know, rape and murder, pretty much in most countries, but in America, is one of probably the worst crimes to commit. They come with some serious sentencing. So, first degree felony as follows. That's on or about the 12th of October, that should be 2018, in Salt Lake City, state of Utah, the defendant did have sexual intercourse with another person without the victim's consent. Count 2, object rape. First degree felony as follows. That's on or about October 12, 2018, in Salt Lake City County, state of Utah. The defendant did, without the victim's consent, cause the penetration, however slight, of the genital or anal opening of another person whom was 14 years of age or older. Now, that's just age of consent and older. That's not saying he's been trying to fuck a teenager. She obviously is of age. She's married. By any foreign object, substance, instrument, or device, including a part of the human body other than the mouth or genitals, with the intent to cause substantial emotional or bodily pain to the victim, or with the intent to arouse or gratify the sexual desire of any person. Basically saying object rape is basically, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to put your dick in someone for it to be rape. You could finger somebody, anything like that, and use something else. If it's been forced, then that's classed as object rape. But he has been charged with rape. That's the first count. The first count of rape is penetrable with penis. So, count 3, forcible sexual abuse. USAM's degree felony as follows. So, that's on or about the 12th of October. Again, Salt Lake City County, state of Utah. The defendant did, where the victim was 14 years of age or older, touch the anus, buttocks, public area, or any parts of the genitals on an of another, or touched the breasts of a female, or otherwise took indecent liberties with another, with the intent to cause substantial emotional or bodily pain to any person, or with the intent to arouse, gratify sexual desire of any person without the consent of the other, regardless of sex or participants. Now, I think the forcible sexual abuse is a lower subcategory of the overall charge, basically saying that it's not just, obviously, rape is the penetrable object, is when he'd been accused of obviously sticking fingers in the vagina, and then the forcible sexual abuse is more the after the fact of what you've done. And so it's basically like a lower cut. So if you say went down the street and grabbed some woman's boobs or grabbed a guy's dick, whatever, that's forcible sexual abuse, because you've gone straight over, you've done it, and you know, and that, I think that's pretty much what count 3 is based on. So, like I say, I know other people have touched on this, and I know I might be like late to the party on this, but obviously I've still got my own subscribers that I need to update. From this, I think it's not looking good, but it could also be looking good, and I know that's a very silly remark to make. However, I do know l.k.h's. I did know a couple of days ago I'd received a few inboxes, people telling me who she was, and I'm not about this whole victim blame shit, because it would not be fair for anybody, and I don't want to see it in my comments either, because I will be removing her name if it's put in the comments, because for the simple fact that victims do get bashed, females do get bashed for coming out with things like these, and it does happen quite often with higher profile people and celebrities, etc. And I know a lot of people have been saying that, oh, it's not fair on Shawn if he hasn't done it. No, it's not fair on Shawn if he hasn't done it. It's not fair on millions of people that get put up on charges that they've not done. However, it's, again, that statement is after the fact. It has happened. And when I say it has happened, I mean he has been charged with it. He's allegedly raped her. So it has happened that he's been charged with this. It just so happens that he's a, you know, Mr. Olympia, really high profile person in the bodybuilding industry. And this could potentially, even if he's found not guilty, this could potentially ruin his career, because with things like this, it does follow people around. It's so hard, it will be so hard for him to shake this off if he's not done it. So, like I say, I'm not going to be putting her name in the comments. I don't see the point. I think the fact that they've put l.k.h is hardly redacting her name for people to not find out. It's not rocket science. But yeah, guys, please don't put a name in the comments. I will remove it. But thoughts on this? I think, like I say, when I say it might go either way, sometimes the bail can just be put really high just because. I mean, don't forget, it is a profit system as well. You might not want to agree, but it's still a profit system. So I think the best thing we can all do, because I don't think a great deal more evidence is going to come out until his first hearing, where obviously statements will probably be given. I don't know if she's going to do some sort of video statement, because that is a big thing for victims now. You don't even have to be in the courtroom. Let's just sit back now, forget about Shawn Rhodens for 2019, and I mean forget about him altogether. Let's hope Generation Iron stop pushing this video out. Bad timing, really bad timing, GI. Not sharing it, but the fact that you've just completed a documentary with the guy and now you're pushing it out. Obviously, it's cost you a lot of money in production, etc. Totally understand, but I don't know. Maybe people will watch it for the simple fact that they'll see if he's in Utah, try and figure out who l.k.h is. I don't know. But I've been Williams Fitness. You've been you. Peace.